Hello YouTube, welcome back to another YouTube video by Cardboard Chalk, myself. This is gonna be another branded Despia deck profile post-ban list. I'm sorry, it's been a lot of branded Despia deck profiles. I think this is my second or third one I posted. It's just my favorite deck, honestly. I love the hell out of it. I play it all the time. Every chance I get, I love to play it. Now this deck profile is 60 cards. I took some inspiration. I can't remember the video, but this guy I think he got top cut at a regionals using this type of 60 card deck. I took a lot of inspiration from him. I switched some stuff up because at the end of the day, you don't net deck a deck completely. You get different cards, you add different stuff in, you take different stuff out, you fit to your playstyle and what you are going against. I have a couple videos uploading of this. One was against Orcus. That one was really tough. Orcus is nasty, especially when you don't exactly know how to play against it. And then the other one was against Snake Eye Fire King. Well, against Snake Eye Fire King, I lost the match. Well, the game. We did one game to get all the rust out before we started our actual locals and whatnot. And he ashed Branded Fusion, and I was still able to do a lot through getting to grass, using Cartesia, using a tier name. You can do a lot in the deck still. Branded Fusion definitely isn't the end of your turn if it gets negated. A lot of the times it is, sometimes it's not though. In this deck profile, this deck is really nasty at playing through a disrupted ash, and I will show you why. Okay, without further ado, we will get into it. Let me move these cards out of the way. We will get right into it. Okay, let me move this off to the side. So we are running triple at Elbaz. Obviously, it's a really good normal summon. It's a really good board breaker. In Graveyard, it has a lot of effects and a lot of utility, as you already know from all my previous deck profiles. Great card. Would not change it from 3. We are running 3 Aluber. Same thing. It is a Stratos. It gets you to any branded spell or trap. You need to play 3 of it, I feel. I've seen some smaller lists, like lower deck counts, running it less than 3. They've been running it 2. I'm not a fan. I think with 1 Branded Fusion, you really need to see Aluber. We're running 3 Shrouded. It's Elbaz in the grave. It's Upstart Goblin. What is there to not like about it? And it's Elbaz on field, and you'll see me. I was specialing this card a few times to use with Cartesia to go into certain lines from it on field, because it's just Elbaz, and I like branded so much because there's a lot of different ways you can play it. There's a lot of random wacky cuckoo ass lines that just work sometimes. We are running 3 Cartesia. It is basically a polymerization on feet. It's insane. I've seen a lot of people running it at 2. I still think you need to run it at 3, personally. Every time I've tried it at 2, I'm just like, I wish I had the third one. You want to see it in hand. There are 27. Yeah, there's 27 monsters in the deck, which is a ton for a branded deck. But a lot of them are really good, and I just selected to play them because I think they're just that good. 2 Quem. The Quem is really good. It's Foolish Burial / Foolish Burial Goods for any card that mentions Elbaz, which is obviously really good. When a card leaves extra deck, so it could be your extra deck or your opponent's, they could Pot of Prosperity, and you can get Quem off to revive level 8 Fusion or a card that mentions Elbaz, which is just nuts. When you could go Mirror Jade, banish Cartesia plus, then you activate Cartesia, go Cartesia plus Mirror Jade, go into Granganol, new chain, Quem, target Mirror Jade, bring it back. Now you have another negate. It's nuts. It's stupid. It's really good. Or another Mirror Jade, banish, not negate. I apologize. Running 1 kit. It just gets branded fusion from banished if they DD Crow it or you fusion duplication. Which is weird. I'm running fusion duplication in the deck, and I have yet to use it. I think I've used it maybe once. But other than that, it's like, you never want to thrust for it because there's better targets. It's weird. Like, it is super win more right now because also it's harder to get to kit than ever. The only way you can really get to kit is off of Lost or you hard draw it. So, but you need to play it in case Brand Fusion does get banished. Now here's a little bit of spice that I took from that regional profile. He was running 3 Tragedy. And I thought it was a little weird at first, but the more I've been thinking about it, the more I like it, man. The big problem is you only have 1 branded fusion, so what are you supposed to do? Well, if this card is in graveyard and you haven't, this card's in grave and you haven't used its effect to search a Despia, and it's just chilling in graveyard, you can actually banish it, and you can target your branded fusion and set your branded fusion to your side of the field. And since it's a normal spell, not a quick play, you can activate it the same turn it's set, so you can really just keep using branded fusion. It's insane. And then if you just only have 1 Tragedy engraved, you can keep looping Tragedy by shuffling it back with Lubelli. Like, banish it for branded fusion, activate branded fusion, send 2 names, and then you can Lubelli and shuffle it back into deck. It's just insane. It's obviously not mandatory. It's very spicy. It's very techy, but it actually came up for me, and I would not change it. I think I'm a fan. Then we're running 1 Mercurier. I want to find the room for 2, but I'm only on 1. It still does its job. And then we're on we're on some Bestials too. Obviously you know Bestials are insane in this deck. We're on 1 Magma, 3 Soraneer, and 1, oh yeah, Rebellion, 3 Soraneer, 1 Mag. Not much to say. Soraneer dumps a branded spawn trap when it goes right. Cartesia plus Soraneer is literally a branded fusion in your hand that they didn't draw, that they can't respond with draw because it go Cartesia plus Soraneer, you go into Granganol, you do Granganol CL1, Soraneer CL2, Soraneer dump Ret, Granganol dumps Albion the Shrouded Dragon, then you can go Shrouded Dragon in Graveyard to dump Branded Fusion for cost, Chainlink 2, Retribution, target Branded Fusion, add it back to hand, and now you got it without ever being able to get drolled. It does hurt to Ash, but they're going to save Ash for their Branded Fusion. And then we are running the last 3 monsters. Obviously, Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, the boy. I've won a lot of games. I won a game in time against... You'll see the games. They're on my channel. They're really good games. They were really spicy. They're really good back and forth. They were fun. We're on 1 Sharon, 1 Havness. The thing I've been saying is, like, a lot of people, they're only running the 1 tier name. And in 60 cards, when you're just milling about 20, maybe 30 cards, I want the 2nd tier name because you run multiple Despias in extra decks, so you can make Quiritis plus Masquerade. It's just really good. You could, if you mill an Elbaz, you could shuffle Elbaz back, go into stuff. You could shuffle it plus Cartesia to go into Granganol. There's a lot of different utility for having the tier names that I just like. It adds some extra spice. I've been seeing some people that have been, I haven't seen anybody been doing it. I've been thinking about it though. I've been thinking about running like a Rook, like running a small tier package in the extra deck. So when you mill it, you can go into those and catch your opponent off guard. I just don't know how good they are. I might have to do some testing with it. It sounds interesting. I also really do want to test a list that's very tier limit and very branded heavy, just focused on those 2 engines. I haven't seen any deck lists, and I don't know enough about the tier names to really trust myself to build it. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. That's the monsters. There's 27. It's already been 10 minutes and we just got done monsters. I'm gonna speed things up a little bit. I'm just rambling. One branded fusion, obviously. 3 opening. It's E-Telly. It's Rhoda plus E-Telly all at once. You can either add it to your hand. A lot of the times what I've done is I will go branded opening, add a tragedy, go Allure Darkness, draw 2, banish that tragedy. Tragedy gets me to Allure. You do that if you don't have another good normal summon, or you just go right into tragedy or right into Allure or Quem, depending on what you need. It's nasty. You have to play it. 1 lost. Really like it. You don't need more, but you also don't need less. I'm running 2 red. It could very well get upgraded to 3. The list that I seen had 3. I took 1 out because I wanted to run other stuff. Could be there, but I don't know. I really did miss it one game where I milled 1 and I had to use 1. And then I had 1, and then I thought I had 1 left in deck and I didn't, and it just made an awkward play. But it is what it is. I mean, 2 is just really good still. 3 high spirits. Really good. You run 3 Sornier. Sornier plus high spirits is a lot of increased value. I like it. There's no argument to drop it down to 2 and run 3 branded in red. I've been thinking about it a lot because high spirits is good, but it sets stuff up, but it doesn't get you all the way there, where I think just having the 3rd red would, but I'm not sure. I might test it out, but right now high spirits wasn't bad. I got 2nd place at locals. Lost to like a brick off for Snake Eyes. We were both just bricked for a minute. That hardly ever happens, but it does happen, as y'all are well aware. 3 fusion deployment, 6 Elbas, 6 Cartesia. It's insane. I love it. You gotta play it. We're running 1 Gold Sark, 1 Foolish Burial, obviously. Send to grave anything you need. Banish your Tragedy and Courier to get extra shit. Really good. 1 Grass is Greener. Grass is insane. I mean, like, because when I played against Snake Eyes, I milled 22 cards. I only hit 2 triggers off 22. But my graveyard was just so luscious. It was so beautiful. Oh my god. I was just adding stuff back damn near every end phase for like 2-3 turns in a row just because I had stuff to go through. I milled a Tragedy, which let me keep on resetting my branded fusion. It was insane. Oh my goodness, it was insane. 1 Called by the Grave. Could be anything. You hardly ever see Called by, but when you see it, it wins the game, man. They have Ash Blossom. It doesn't matter. You're comboing off your gimmick locking them. Really good. It could be something else though. You could run something more searchable or more guaranteed to see, like run a 3rd copy of red or whatever you want, but I like the Called by. And then we need some draw in the deck, so we are back on Allure. Plus triple Allure plus triple Tragedy is a lot of added value. Would not change it. You can't run Desires right now because there's too much risk to banish your Branded Fusion face down, and then you lose it forever. You lose it for the rest of the game, and it's just a lot. It's not impossible to win games without Branded Fusion, but it is not as easy. And then we are running 3 Thrust, search Branded Fusion, search Allure, search any normal spell or trap. It's really good. 2 Talent. I like 2. I don't want to up it to 3. I think 2 is just perfect for me. You see it and it helps. You don't see it, it ain't the end of the world. We are running triple Book of Eclipse. It's the best board breaker in the deck to dodge target negation. I've had a lot of people Imperm or Valor my Allure because they know I'm on 60 card branded. They don't think I have Branded Fusion, so they go to Imperm it, and I can just flip Book of Eclipse and dodge the Imperm and then I can still use that Aluber to fusion summon on the, so it's like, oh my goodness, they just can't win sometimes. Like, the deck just does so much. I really wanted spells that could be used on my turn or my opponent's turn. So instead of the Dark Rulers I used to run, I run 3 Foolish Burial. 3 Forbidden Droplet. Self-explanatory, really good. I've had it one time where the dude tried to droplet my guy, and it's just, you can just dodge shit. It's insane. You want to use it more reactive than proactive. You want to wait till your opponent does something. So you normal Luber. So like if they have any type of negate on field, you normal Luber, they chain the target negate, and then you can chain droplet, send it to graveyard, and then negate their stuff, and you're fine, because then you still get your search because the target also misses. And then 1 retribution, 1 duplication. I think it's pretty self-explanatory why you run it. I'm not going to do too much explaining or elaborating. This deck profile has been going on for 16 minutes, so we're going to speed things up a little bit. Extra deck is not as spicy. I don't think I really need to justify any of my actions. 2 Aluber. 2 Albion the Red Dragon, 1 Lubellian, 2 Mirror Jade, 1 Rindbrum, 1 Titaniclad, 1 Sanctifier, 2 Granganol. You need it. Sometimes you need to use Granganol to get you to Branded Fusion, and then on the next turn you need to Granganol to dump Gimme Puppet Nightmare to set up the lock. And then we're running 2 Despia names. Despia Varieties. This isn't a Despia name, but it requires a Despia, so it's a part of the family. I've been pretty outspoken about not enjoying Dragostapelia, but when you run the 2 tier names, I think you have to play it now. Sometimes it's just the best thing you can go into at the given moment to recycle extra deck cards or whatever you want. Really good. And then pretty standard is 1 Guardian Chimera, 1 Borreload Furious. Both insane. I was making them so much today. Oh my goonios. It just put in work. Alright. So we will go to the side deck and then we'll get up out of here. Side deck. I didn't see these at all, but these are just insane. 3 Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. It is a Dark Dragon, which is good for a dragon spellcaster deck. And it draws cards. I don't have the Molcharmies, so I'm running it. I like it. I think it's fine. It also gives you a body, and it can stop targets getting targeted. So I think it is pretty useful to play. Running a lot of spell trap removal. We're running 1 dragon, double cosmic, and 1 feather duster. Now the reason why is stun is a bitch, and I feel like you need to have ways to out it. You don't necessarily have to have ways to out it, but I think you do. I think you need to have multiple ways, because sometimes stun just ends on cards that just beat you, and you want cards that can beat them back. Pause. Running 3 Dark Ruler. Dark Ruler's insane because negate their whole board. It doesn't matter if you can do battle damage, and you can just up the gimmick lock. What's even better is Dark Ruler into evenly, so you negate their whole board, then you blow up their whole board, and then you set up a combo. And the last 2 cards are 2 more traps. This deck is a little trap heavy on the side. 1 DDG, Different Dimension Ground. You set it off of thrust. Then any monster sent to the graveyard this turn is banished instead, so it can just turn skip people, and it's just insane. I'm playing it. I don't know if it's standard anymore, but it is in my book. And then 1, there can be only 1. You floodgate your opponent, even if they have ways to out it, unless it's exactly cosmic, they're more than likely going to have to go into some Willy Wonka ass routes to get to destroying Tikaboo, which is what you want. You don't want them to feel comfortable when you're dueling them. You want them to always be afraid of the gimmick lock, and when they're not afraid of that, they have other stuff they have to be afraid of. Like, this deck does a lot with a little. It's a lot of engine, not a lot of side engine, but I think it's pretty necessary. This is my branded deck profile. It's been a lot of fun playing with it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, please have a good rest of your day, your weekend, your week, whatever time you're watching this. Have a good time. And it's Cardboard Chalk signing out.